You're doing your guillotine choke wrong.
A few moments later.
I'm going to go ahead and not only teach you how to do the proper guillotine choke, but also how to escape from it. I'm going to bring Don over here, and we're going to go through a bunch of different steps right here, kind of step by step, break down this choke, because it's such a common choke people see, not only in MMA fights, but also in BJJ submission kind of tournaments and things like that. But it's great for the street as well. It's a great way if you ever need to choke out someone, especially if they're barreling into you, trying to take you down, or if you're able to take their head and kind of chuck it down and get it down low. It's a great little choke to have in your arsenal. So let's go ahead and follow it step by step. The first thing we want to do is have what we call the wrap. The wrap is the first thing, and all we're going to do is go right around here just like this and make sure that we wrap our head, the person's head and neck just like this, and make sure that our hand is up like that. So the wrap is going to be the first thing. Notice how I'm just wrapping right around. Now that can come after taking someone's head and pulling it down, or if they're coming in and taking you down, we go ahead and get that wrap in there just like this. But it's important that we make sure that our wrist goes right on the person's throat. So as we go around here, this is how we do the wrap. The second thing that we want to make sure that we do is that we go ahead and lock up properly our hands. When we do that, this hand comes under this hand, and then we close both fists just like such. So the wrap is the first thing, and the wrist is the second thing, placement of the wrist. Then we have the clasp right here, which works like this. Let's go ahead and go through those three once again. This is the wrap, this is the wrist, and then the clasp. And then as we do that, we want to make sure that our elbows get closed down. We don't want to have our elbows flare on out. That's going to create an escape, which I will cover here in a second. But as we do that, we want to make sure that our elbows close down just like this. So far what we have is we have the wrap, we have the wrist, we have the clasp, we have our elbows. Once we have all this cinched in just like this, I'm going to hip in. All I'm doing when I'm hipping on in is my hips are going to fire on up as I take a little bit of a step right in. That's going to create the leverage for the choke just like this. I'm going to have Don do it on the other side. So we have the wrap, the wrist, the clasp, just like such. As we do that, the elbows get closed on in, and then I hip in, and that creates the leverage for the choke. That is how you properly do a guillotine choke. Now the escape is going to be a little bit shorter of the steps, so let's follow these through real quick. Don's going to wrap me up just like this. The most important thing that we do here is this arm needs to go through as early as possible. If we let this person close down their elbows, it makes it very, very difficult for us to do this choke. So this hand, this arm goes all the way through. Then this hand goes on the wrist, and I'm going to pull away as I step through. Now when I step through, which is the third step, this leg goes to the outside, and I come right around just like this. So let's go through those steps again. As he's choking, this arm goes through. This pulls on the wrist, and I step through, because if I just try to break this right here, the person's just going to close it right back down on me again. I need to change my position. So as I pull, I step through. I don't step through this way. I step through this way to the outside, and then I can go around. If I don't want to remain in grappling range on this person, then I can go ahead and step right through, push off, and then continue my combative, whatever I want to do from that point, either escape, continue counter assaults, whatever you want to do from there.